Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending. But first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret, 36 of those chains secret, and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulations.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
None of these emails should have been on any kind of unclassified system, not even Gmail.
But first of all, nothing was marked classified.
To the contrary,
Nothing was marked classified.
there is evidence of a
Nothing was
tremendous
marked.
amount.
Nothing was marked classified.
Now let me tell you what we found.
Oh my God.
110 emails.
It was not the best choice.
52 email chains
It was a mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
It wasn't
secret.
the best choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it
With
make?
respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of days. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110 emails.
It wasn't the best choice.
52 email chains
I made a mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
was not a
secret.
good choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Political correctness is a manifestation of lack of fucking self-esteem because you're all cunts. Because you cunts all want everybody to love you. I don't want anybody to love me. I don't want anybody to even fucking like me. Do you think Donald Trump gives a shit what you think of him? Do you think Steve Jobs, when he was alive, gave a shit? Do you think Mark Zuckerberg gives a shit? Political correctness is a manifestation of lack of fucking self-esteem because you're all cunts.
Honey, someone's going to the house. Someone's going to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Who are you call the pops? I'm gonna call the pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all three.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Well, yeah, and the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly, like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make-believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No, that's a myth. This is real life.
So, I live in that house over yonder. Name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany. She, her.
And I'm Steve, he, him.
What are your pronouns?
I don't believe in pronouns. I think they're reductive. In fact, just your asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I like all pronouns. My favorite is you.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly. So, if you need anything, just holler. My wife and I'd be happy to help.
Baby, he has a gun.
I'm calling the cops.
I'm recording you.
No.
Recording
It's
you.
okay.
All right, has anyone noticed this trend among some of our government experts lately? It starts off with them telling you a thing. If you question the thing, you will be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. It then turns out later that the thing that they told you wasn't quite as true as they promised you it would be. And when you point this out, they revert to telling you that, well, they never told you the thing that they told you. And then when you show them incontrovertible proof that they did in fact tell you the thing that they told you, they just suggest that you should be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. I can't imagine why we don't trust these guys.
When are you guys going to delete the White House Twitter account?
Why would we do that?
Well, you're saying that you're keeping an eye on Twitter because it might not be a suitable platform, so why use it?
Look, I want to be very clear here. The president has... Thanks, everybody.
Hey, y'all. What's going on? Blink's out. If anybody wants to come up, I don't know if anybody's out there that normally does. Hey, Scat. Hey, T. Hey, Garrett. Hey, Stands Alone. Hey, Shifty. Let's see. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Frank. Hey, Slow. Anybody else in there? Anybody I miss? Hey, Joyful. Hey, all you rest of y'all that ain't talking. How's everybody doing? I just wanted to talk about a lot of us channels. We need to get back to where we talk more with our chat and stuff. Too many of them I noticed, and I've heard a lot of you guys saying it. You get on a live and don't even get acknowledged when you talk or ask a question or what have you. And I want to let everybody know I appreciate all of y'all, and we should pay attention to y'all too. So I try real hard. I multitask. I try to greet everybody, and I try to talk to everybody, and I try to find things a lot of times. Then I try to maintain a conversation. It's hard to, like Lisa will text me something, 9 times out of 10 I miss it. I don't even hear my phone. Let's see. Anybody out there want to jump in? I don't know if I said hey a minute ago. I just noticed Slow, you're out there. Slow, if you want to come up, you're welcome to. Lisa wanted, well, I can't get you up if you need to talk. Probably it's something private. I try to pay attention. All right, I got it, Lisa. Sorry to hear about that. Yeah, hell, anybody out there want to jump up? It's an open stream. I ain't got a whole lot to talk about. I just seen how it just ended abruptly a minute ago, so I figured you guys might want to have somewhere to go or something to talk about. I haven't heard nothing more out of Bonnie. I don't know if she's doing better. If any of you guys seen Bonnie today? Yeah, Shifty, sorry to hear about what happened to you today. I ain't going to bring it up unless you got them what you want to bring it up. Make sure you're all right. Well, I'm looking to see if there's any topics I want to talk to y'all about. Nobody's really bringing anything up to talk about. It's not my thing to bring it up. I'm just hoping everything's okay. That'd be up to Shift if she wants to talk about it. Hey, Grandma. Yeah, I wish I'd have been sicker longer and stayed off of cigarettes longer and got back into them after 3 or 4 days, and it was stupid. I had to force myself to smoke. I guess Shift Kicker got her cabin was broken into, and they're staying somewhere else, or I guess a neighbor was hurt. That's bad. People are home invading now. Sorry, Shift. That does suck big time. I don't want to say I'm a cowboy or nothing, but I feel somebody comes in here and there's nothing in my house worth them dying over. Personally, there's nothing in a bank worth dying over. These people need to be a little smarter about what they do. Hey, Lisa.
Okay. I already had to go through this on 101s. Shift Kicker got a call this afternoon. She called me. I was vacuuming when she called the first time. She called me back. Her cabin was broke into. The neighbor up there, you know, her cabin is north of where she lives. Yeah. The neighbor that watches it got the robbers, but also got hurt in the process. He got hit in the back of the head with a wrench, I believe. Anyway, ended up, I thought she had said 9 stitches, but it turns out it was 7 stitches. They're keeping him overnight at the hospital for observation. He has a concussion. Shift Kicker is fine. Her and her husband had to go up. They can't even do any repairs, no nothing. The police department have it secure. They have bolted the door. They have to go get a new door tomorrow, install it, and install new locks. They will have to go to court over this, but it will be a different court because the people that broke in are tribal. So that's a whole different court system. But they're both fine. They're at the motel room. They just got something to eat. I just got off the phone with her.
Is it on Indian land that happened, or why do they get treated different no matter where they're at?
It doesn't matter where they're at, but you got to remember she's in Minnesota, and there's a lot of tribal land in Minnesota. But the neighbor never even got knocked out when he got hit in the back of the head. He's a tough dude. He's an older gentleman, but he's a tough dude. In fact, Shift had to just get up. She says, Lisa, let me call you back. She had to literally argue with him at the hospital because he was threatening to put his clothes back on and leave. He did not want to stay for observation. He wanted to go back home. She told him that if he left, she would put her foot up his butt. So he's decided he's staying overnight for observation. But Shift is fine. She's a little shook up, but nothing was took. But they can't even, they have to go by the police department, sign release papers to where they can even go and install the new door when they go buy the new door tomorrow. And the locks.
I thought shit was involved when it came to American Indians.
Yeah, but yeah, there is. But that's why I said it'll be a different court system because it has to do with tribal. It will have to go through the tribal courts.
So if it had been on a different level and it's somebody who got shot or they got shot and what have you, then they would be in trouble with the tribal nation?
I'm not sure how that works, Chuck. I don't know. All I know is Shift called me and asked me if I would pop in at 101s because she knows what all kind of crap I've got going on. And I told her, no, I didn't mind at all. I would pop over. And she says, please let him know what's going on and why I'm not in chat because I don't want to be chewed out for the next 3 days. So, of course, Krista Cat, 10 TV, and Agent J were all there. And, of course, all of them wanted to know as well. So I told 10, I said, hang on and I'll call you in a minute. I'm on the phone with Shift. I didn't even get to hang up with Shift. I had to put Shift on hold because 10 got so excited. She called me before I could even hang up with Shift. But anyway, it was put out on 101s in case some people were not at 101. Shift is fine. She's just not home. The internet where she's at is lousy. So she popped in. She did pop in when I told her that you were going live and she knew you were at 101s. So she said she would pop in and say hi. So that's why she popped in and left. But that's what's going on. That's what happened. Her cabin was broke into. She got the call sometime after 3 this afternoon, I believe it was. And yeah.
Do they live there, or do they live somewhere else? And that's just
They live about and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a 4-hour drive to the cabin, because it's just a hunting cabin. Oh. And they had already winterized it for the year, so they couldn't even stay at the cabin. They had to go rent a motel room because there was no place to use the restroom because it had already been winterized.
Yeah.
So, and they're at a motel room. They got to go in the morning to the sheriff's office, sign the release paperwork to where they can at least install the new door, new locks, and get the property turned back over to them, because the police secured it and bolted everything up because it was considered a crime scene when the gentleman got hit and ended up having to be took to the hospital. So, but they did get the robbers. The robbers are under arrest. But from what she told me, that her and her husband both will have to appear in court, but it won't be a normal court. It will be a tribal court. But she said that she appreciated everybody's prayers and best wishes and all of that she's fine. She said she was going to try and get her some to eat and try and get some sleep. But yeah, it's been a long day because it was a 4-hour trip up there. And they couldn't even get on the property until the police secured it and let them on. They went through and made sure there was nobody else in the cabin. And they let them do a walkthrough to make sure that there was nothing missing. But other than that, she is fine. But I thought, I know you came in after, because Krista was about to run me nuts. I had already typed 9 times in chat what had happened. And then here pops 10, Agent J, and Krista. And you know how Krista is. She's like, well, can you give us any information at all on what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, I'll call 10 in a little while. I said, I'm on the phone with Shift now. Well, that didn't take but about 2 seconds. Then I had to put Shift on hold and talk to 10. So, yeah, but it's all good. She's not happy. She'd rather be at home. But, you know, they can't leave the cabin unsecure with a busted up door that the police department pretty well just bolted together and bolted closed.
So much stupid, crazy shit happening to everybody.
Yeah, it's nuts. And I mean, I got my hands full. I mean, you know, it's insanity. But I figured you put the link up and nobody else had bounced up there. Hey, Camo. But I thought I would at least let you know. That's why Shift is not in chat tonight. Her internet connection sucks. And she's a little on the aggravated side, I would say.
Oh,
but she's good. She's good. She's aggravated, but she's good. I think hubby is more aggravated than she is.
I would be too, and it pissed me off that, okay, we got to have separate court setups. Like, why does everybody get special treatment? It's like...
Exactly. But All I got to say is her neighbor's an elderly gentleman, and he was trying to even refuse the ambulance ride to be checked out, and they told him no, that he had to go, that they thought that he would need stitches, and ended up with, I thought Shift earlier had said 9 staples, but ended up with 7 staples. And then he started pitching a fit at the hospital, demanding he was going home, wanting to know where his clothes were, and yada yada. Yeah, so she's got her hands full between the neighbors. You know, she loves them to death. They're like family. And
I don't know how it is there. Some places it's attacking an elderly person, that's automatic felony. So,
well, apparently these 3. I think she said it was. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure she said it was 3. But before they even knew he was there, he already had 2 of them down, and they're facing the snow and out by the time. And apparently his wife had already called the cops to let them know what was going on, and he had just got hit and never even hit the ground by the time. Even after the cops got there, he never even went out after being hit in the head with a wrench. Yeah.
Tough old bird.
Yeah. But Schiff was more concerned about his welfare than she was the cabin.
I don't blame her. I would too. It's like, as I was saying, nobody's life is worth what somebody else has.
Exactly. But they finally let him in. I mean, Schiff said, I was so pissed. She said they wouldn't let us on the property. They wouldn't let us near him. And she said he was having a tizzy fit because he did not want to go to the hospital, but they made him go. He was not happy about it, but he went. And then, of course, they gave him some pain medicine because when she called Schiff Raising Cane, I about died laughing what Schiff had to say about what he had to say. I said, damn, I want some of whatever the hell it is they got him on. I said, that's got to be some good shit. Yeah. What he was telling them nurses, boy, oh, mercy. But he was bound and determined he was going to go back home. And they're like, well, we can't make you stay, but, you know, the doctor prefers you to stay. And then Schiff told him that if he didn't stay, she'd put his foot up his butt. So he figured he didn't want Schiff's foot up his butt. So he decided to stay. But I knew you had come in. You had come in to 101s after everything happened. Or was said, I should say.
I just saw he was on. Vicky just left, so.
Because, I was getting ready to, that's what I'm doing right now as I'm talking to you. I was trying to get the dogs' rooms ready to put them up. But, because when I told Prepping, I said, well, I was instructed to tell you why Shift isn't in chat. And he's like, wait a minute. So I'm CEO. And he goes, so that means y'all work for me? He goes, wait a damn minute. He goes, do I have to pay compensation pay for Shift not being here? And he says, holy hell, how much do I owe all of you? Trying to make light of the situation because he knew that's what Shift would want, because he knew once he knew she was okay, the neighbor was okay, you know. But yeah, it just seems like it's one disaster after another. But now that you got Camo up here, I'm going to let you go.
All right.
Are you okay, Camo? You're not saying anything. Are you muted, Camo?
You there, Carl?
I think he's muted.
Not on this end, unless he's having issues. I ain't got him muted, and it don't show him to be muted. But you there, Carl?
Yep.
You there?
Can you talk now?
Hey, Carl.
Camo.
Hey.
Oh, bless his heart. He has so much trouble.
Yeah, they're robbing stores, robbing people coming from tellers, or catching people coming out of grocery stores with carts of stuff. They're catching them with Christmas gifts. I even saw somewhere where there's a thing with them following people home from the stores.
Yeah. Saw all of that too. Well,
Very
they put a
cool.
thing out in our
Can you hear
local
me now?
area.
Yeah.
Yep, there he is.
I don't know what's going on, and I'm surviving. How you doing, Lisa? Hey, Scat Pack, Sweet Tea, everybody else.
I'm hanging in there, Carl. I'm hanging in there. That's about all I can say.
Yeah,
But they put out a thing the other day that to everybody watch your receipts. There's a list of about 40 stores, especially here in North Carolina, where they put it out at, that they are overcharging customers because Travis went to go get screws to try and get some of my siding put back up. They tried to charge him double for the screws, and he happened to catch it. And I showed him the article when he got home. I said, yeah, this just was posted. It was unbelievable. But
you look at the shelf what the price is, and if you look at your receipt, it's
exactly. But a lot of people don't do that this time of year and they know they don't because they know everybody's in a hurry. So anybody in North Carolina, double check your receipts and make sure you check the price on the shelf, because they are starting to double charge and overcharge. And it's not only Walmart anymore. There was at least 20 stores on that list. If I can re-bring that article up, I'll send it to you, Chuck.
all right. I seen a video the other day where a guy was in line. He paid for the person in front of him stuff, and this woman behind him raised so much hell because he paid for this other person's stuff that he should pay for her stuff too. It raised such a stink that the cops got called on that guy paying.
Yeah, I saw that. He got arrested for buying somebody else's stuff. Imagine that.
Paying one forward, he got in trouble over it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because of some Karen out there that thought that just because he's helping somebody that he saw that they didn't have enough food stamps or whatever, he went ahead and paid their whole ticket. That she needed her stuff paid for, and even told them that I don't need it. But if you pay for their stuff, you can pay for mine.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting to the point to where you don't even want to go out of the house anymore. It's nuts.
Yeah, like Vicky said, she's glad Walmart closes while she's there. She goes, because ain't more people suck.
Oh, I used to hate third shift. That's because I was management, and whenever other stores were doing, if they didn't have enough help to do inventory, the ones that were open 24 hours, I mean, the pay was good because you got double pay, plus you got gas money to go. I mean, the pay to go was good, but it sure wasn't worth it when you got sent to a side of town you didn't want to go to.
Yeah, Vicky was shift manager up there. She was like under the one under the manager and assistant manager, and that's before they closed at night.
Yeah.
And the above management would always make themselves unavailable, so the customers would bug her, and there's nothing she can do. She can't even override a register.
Well, see, I could. That was the difference. I was a manager. I was a department manager, so yeah, I could override the registers.
Yeah, she was over departments, but it was weird how Walmart works. But
yeah, not all of them run the same. That's just it, and not all of them have the same rules.
She was grocery and departments and stuff, and the front was different. They had call the front managers up there.
See, I was management out in TLE, but I had started out front, and Oh, you couldn't pay me to be a CSM for a Walmart. No way in hell. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you
Nope.
have enough people working them now to where it would overwork them. But back then, it used to be they'd have 10 or so at least open on each end. Now you're
Well,
lucky to one.
Yeah. And from what I heard, there was an ad circulating or a video circulating yesterday or the day before yesterday. They're getting ready to close more stores. And they're getting ready to lay off a shitload of people. They're not even hiring the temps this year like they normally do at Christmas time. They're not hiring any temporaries.
They're getting rid of closing registers down, putting 2 or more people in the self-pay place.
Yeah.
And expecting people to, and then they're laying it all down. If they don't keep up with it, if something doesn't come through, they're expecting the old people at the door to catch everything on the whole grocery list or the whole list.
Yeah. It's insanity. Walmart's nuts.
Yeah, she hates working there. I don't like shopping there. I call it a little communist.
Yeah, I don't shop. I don't shop there unless I absolutely have to, and 9 times out of 10, that'll be online, and that's with it being sent in the mail. I don't go for that damn delivery crap that they're offering. No, thank you. I don't want none of your employees in my house. Nope. Don't want no part of it. But it's amazing how many people will sign up for that shit, and they'll even come and deliver and put your groceries away when you're not home. What idiot is stupid enough to do that?
Yeah, especially like Walmart. They don't even background check people anymore. A bunch of the girls up there, either at her store or one of the stores, a bunch of the women that worked there found out that they hired a rapist and he was still going to court over it. And they're like, why are you having somebody like that in there working with? Because there was a majority of women that he was working with.
Exactly. You think as many times as they've been sued and the lawsuits that they still got proceeding, because there's a lawsuit that I'm involved with them, and it's been going on for 11 years now, where they were having people work off the clock. If a customer stopped you, you were required, whether you were on break or on lunch or whatever, you were required to stop and help them.
I remember
And
hearing
then they were supposed to compensate you, but they never were compensating anybody.
And if you work for them and you're wearing your clothes and just say you worked at one store and you're the one over by your house, you happen to stop to get something while you're in there. And if a customer comes up to you, you're supposed to help them. And like, the fuck you are.
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
She had her shirt on still. We went to the one in Marshall the other day and ended up a couple of people followed us around for a minute till I made it loudly clear that she works at a different Walmart. We're not here to scam. We're shopping.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right, Camo, talk to Chuck so I can finish dealing with these crazy dogs. Love y'all.
See you later.
What do you want me to say? I don't know if he can even hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. Later, guys.
See you later.
Later. Have a good night.
So what's going on in the world of Camo?
I am just been sitting here drawing pretty much all day long.
Are you drawing now, or that you got it running as a feedback for a video on your?
What have you been up to?
How do you manage to put that out there that you're drawing a video on a phone?
I'm just holding the phone with one hand while I'm drawing with the other.
I'm trying to figure, because a lot of people, they just can't put on their phone. That's one of the things I can't figure out is you can change your icon, but I don't know how to put videos on it.
Yeah, well, I'm doing pretty primitive stuff.
Hey guys, see
I don't
anything
have
out
no high. Say it again, Chuck.
You guys see anything out of Bonnie today?
No, well, yeah. I mean, she sent me a thank you message. You're in the group message. You didn't see it?
Guess not. What was it on? Phone?
Messenger. She sent us all a thank you message. I guess you don't see those group messages that easy.
Was it over the telephone or on Facebook?
On Facebook.
All right, I haven't been on Facebook all day, so. Oh, that's where Lisa was sending. Told me to check messages. I thought she was talking about.
No, I can relate because I don't check it all the time either. I mean, especially my emails, I forget to check those.
Let's see. All right, I see where she sent one. If you're out there, Bonnie, yeah, you're loved.
Here, I thought she was going to be mad at me for doing that.
I'm guessing I see now why Blackwatch, they said he left his chat the other day. I'm guessing that's why he left. Because I see where somebody said somebody, I need to mod Blackwatch. Like, I modded most everybody on there because of things, and it wasn't nothing intentional. I guess I need to tell everybody over and over the same thing, but they should be able to see that. The reason I did it is because too many words being said, and the mods that are actually modding and weren't able to control what was being said. So.
I don't know. You know, obviously people can't take their issues to a backstage or discuss it in an email or just, you know, I don't know. What do I know, Chuck? I don't know nothing.
Yeah, I've gotten funny about when the wrench disappears, it in the status symbol because I'd actually help mod. And that's a good way for them to publicly haze you by stripping away your wrench, which I've never done it in that aspect.
Yeah, I've been there, man. I've had my wrench disappear. I normally don't assume anything because it can happen multiple ways, but if I felt unwelcome somewhere, I wouldn't stay.
Now, if it's different, if they go, I don't trust you, I'm taking your wrench. But a lot of times everybody ended up with wrench just so I knew who was fake and who wasn't. But one of the times I took them away because like half of them just disappeared, which I knew was YouTube did it. So I just went ahead and went through the rest, and the ones that actually modded and left them as mods and explained that. But I had a community page on that one to be able to explain it. So.
Right on. Not to mention, it's you know, it's your channel. You do what you feel comfortable with. If somebody's like bringing drama or deleting people without your knowledge or okay, you're gonna have to put the reins on that. You know, I mean, what other choice would you have?
Yeah, I did it because normally there's a lot of people modding, and like tonight, Lisa and Stan's alone are the only ones out there. I think that Shift, but Shift's going to bed. So having a few is good, but it's not good if you got multiples already out there, because it ends up with people unhiding or undoing and what somebody else did, which starts causing animosity. Yeah, T-Girl, it wasn't nothing against you. It was a bunch of stuff said.
T-Girl didn't even want to be a mod. She didn't even, when people started modding her, she's like, what the heck am I supposed to do, Carl? Like,
go back for that. And some look at it as a status symbol, like you're getting to ride around in a Rolls Royce. You sound bored, Stand alone.
A creative mind is never bored.
Yeah, I still get kind of bummed, but hell, I can tell when somebody's got 300 or 400 people in chat, it's kind of hard to keep up with it. But I remember having 150 in chat and was able to sort of pretty much keep up with it, but I'm pretty good at jumping back and forth.
You got to hand it to people like Shad, who could sit there and talk by himself and talk to everybody in the chat. Never seems to skip a beat, you know?
Yeah, I try to, but I don't ever get people talking towards me or whatever. Whenever I'm by myself, it's like there's nothing going on. So,
hey, what's up, Tom?
Yeah. Oh, you got more tools in your belt.
Tom was pretty good at talking to the audience too.
Yeah, we're over here shoveling shit out of the sewer, and I'm mad because you got a bigger shovel.
Well, now if you want to talk about shovels, it does suck getting the crappy shovel. All right, I will say that.
Yeah, especially
if you're going to do it.
Especially trying to use a regular shovel to do a sharpshooter job.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do a shitty job, you might as well have a good tool.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be upset if we were shoveling it off and you had the corn scoop and I had a regular shovel. I'm like, okay, but I'm not going to swing it twice as fast either. So,
no, we're going to trade them bitches off.
I remember one of the jobs I was working at, we were working building concrete forms, this apartment complex, putting in footings and roads and driveways and parking lot. And everybody got the normal big sledgehammer except me. I got handed with this, they called it Big Red. This sucker was like twice the size of a regular sledgehammer. At first, it kicked my ass, but then I found out later, once I got in a rhythm, I got to where I could drive stakes all day long, and I'd swing it one overhead one time, one-handed, and I got where I could just swing it in a circle and hit that stake and drop off of it, spin it around, and come again. It was almost zero effort once I learned to swing it.
Well, you know, they give the biggest guy the biggest gun. You'd be carrying that squad automatic weapon and the tripod, maybe.
Yeah,
some extra ammo.
The big target.
I mean, I don't mean to call you a pack mule or nothing, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah, me when I get AR-15 in my hands, like, oh, this is cute.
Yeah, you need like an M14 or an M1 Grand or something.
Yeah, that's what I like. I'm like,
It's a little more your scale.
I like M1As. It's the Garand that takes a magazine.
Yeah, that's not a small weapon.
The Scout is. It's not all smaller until you get to the end of the barrel. It's just sporterized.
Oh well, the M1 carbine's kind of tiny, but the Grand is.
Yeah, the M1A is the same as a Garand, except the Garand's got you use zipper clips to load it, and M1A uses magazines. I like them. They're heavy. Everybody bitches say, hey, you wouldn't like it if you had to carry it everywhere. So I guess I get used to carrying it. I'd be used to having it.
I was real fortunate because I was really young and a veteran that came out of Nam, probably about halfway through that. He came home, sent his mom a refrigerator before he came home. And in this refrigerator was a fully disassembled Ma Deuce 50 cal, fully automatic, and 5 M16s, all taken apart inside the walls and in the door of this refrigerator he sent home. Of course, he gets home from the war and he just takes the refrigerator apart and puts everything back together. So here I am as a kid out here in the field with this lonely veteran that nobody even would talk to. Everybody seemed to like be scared of him or something. He was a cool dude. Tunnel rat. Here I was out in the field and full of junk cars, blowing the freaking doors off of junk cars, Chuck, with a Ma Deuce.
Yeah.
I was only like 9 or 10 years old doing that. That was good, fun stuff.
Yeah, a buddy of mine was talking about when you overwork them, the barrels get hot and they'll start bending and shit. He's talking about lighting cigarettes off of them when he was a door gunner.
Oh, they got they got a little 2-pouch, a little twin pouch of spare barrels they carry along with them. You can switch the barrels out and move along.
And we lost like 15 people quick. Hey, Tom. Hey, Keno. Hey, Jerry. I don't know if you guys just got here, if I missed you being in here.
You know, way back then, it was still like over $1 per bullet for one of those. Even back then, 50 years ago. Can't imagine what a 50 caliber round costs now.
Probably $10 a shot.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hell, now you say 7.62. NATO, there, the hell, them are $2 a shot now, I think.
What's up, Keno?
But I love a 30-06 or a 308.
I like a 30-06 myself. When a 30, I like 30-30s a lot. I mean, there's not really too many guns. The only guns I don't like is the ones you can't find ammo for, Chuck. Now that I think about it. But actually, my favorite caliber above all, and it always has been, is 22. I like my 22s.
I was supposed to be on a lease here 3 or 4 years ago, and I ended up buying me a 6.5 Creedmoor and bought me a nice scope to go on it as a bolt action. But I got it all set up, got it zeroed in. Only thing I didn't do is go out there and run a couple down to see how well it was on paper. But I know it's on paper once I bore sighted. I can usually have them in 2 shots after that. But I end up losing the spot that I was supposed to be going on a hunting lease with these people. That they decided to, the people that own the lease, instead of them getting more people or somebody new out there, they just reduced the price of the lease and then just allowed them to bring one person. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I turned around, well, what are you going to do with that gun you bought? I said, I'll sell it, but I'm not going to give it away. I sold it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use it.
I mean, you can only carry so many weapons, you know?
Yep. And that's all I needed. I want a shotgun, which I got. A few other guns around here. And then as far as personal carry, it'd be a flip
Miss
stop.
Grandma, if it was a British gun, it would be a Lee Enfield.
Yeah,
Be an
308
Enfield.
or 308.
They almost exclusively use those.
Hell, we keep losing people. Somebody must have fired up.
Oh, 10 went up live. I forgot about that. Supposedly she had some good stuff, too.
Yeah, I got on her
I don't
the
have
other day.
any.
It was chaos.
I don't have any good stuff. Well, that can
Heard it.
happen anywhere.
I love her to death, but you can't get their attention when they're on panel. They don't speak to nobody. It don't seem like.
I can make them bust out laughing every now and then. That's my favorite thing, is just to catch somebody on a panel through a chat and make them laugh.
I guess that's where I'll never make it big and have a lot of people because I pay too much attention to the chat.
Yeah, I'll have to admit this, man. There are some places I go just for the chat. I mean, you can, if you haven't like watched the news in 2 days or something, you can pop into a certain chat, watch it for an hour, and catch up on everything.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you're in a crappy mood, a lot of these chats will make you laugh. They'll change the course of your day. It's not all about the panels to me, or the shows, or whatever you want to call that. I mean, a lot of this is about the people in the community, for me.
Yeah, Grandma, all the time it is, they get me wound up sometimes. And Carl, if he's up here like, hey. I go overboard sometimes when it finally pushes me to my numbers. I hate somebody picking on somebody else.
I am just trying to hold my tongue and keep people from you getting strikes. You know, that's to be that. I find myself biting my tongue a lot nowadays. They're limiting what we can discuss.
Yeah, there was a lot of channels I used to go to that it got to the point where I'd say, hey, and I'd even emphasize it where they I know it lit up on there that somebody said something to them and they didn't reply. I just quit going. Then I could see how a lot of people do that. Nobody wants to be word, but
there could be more than that too, Chuck, because some people don't even realize that you got to put the chat on live chat instead of top chat, so you see when people talk to you. So if somebody pops into a chat or they leave a chat and come back, they forget to put it on live chat, they're missing everything that people are talking to them about. I mean, I think it's foolish. It almost feels intentional.
Yeah, Grandma, that's the thing about me. My wife calls it brutally honest.
You know that was my Facebook handle for a couple of years, right? Brutally honest. Not many people got it either, man. I mean, there were a few people who were like, you know, but other people just went right over their head. They thought my name was really brutally honest.
Say I'm a Chinese French guy.
Well, I was kind of enjoying that handle. I kind of sometimes want it back.
There's a couple times that I've missed, like David comes in chat and talks to me or somebody else, and they'll end up messaging me about it. I'm like, no, I'm not mad. I didn't see you. Somehow I missed you. Must have been when I was off trying to pull a picture up or something. And
that's just what I was just saying, man. See, you're a victim to the same circumstances.
Yeah, I guess I'm not everybody's favorite person. A lot of people, when I was able to help people, I had a lot of friends, but now that I don't got all the drinking going on at my house and I'm not able to help all these people. And
oh, well, yeah. I can remember having my apartment where I literally had to tell my friends, hey, we ain't doing this no more. And them getting attitude over it, man. Getting pissy about it. Tough kitty.
Man told me at a young age, he's like, yeah, you'll see how many friends you got when you close bar at your house.
That's a fact.
He goes, you either have ones that have nowhere else to go and they bring booze with them, or you have the ones that go there because you got booze and won't ever bring forth anything to put in. Which I don't mind sharing with anybody, but it's
no, man. But all right, you work at a bar all night long. You come home, and then the bar ends up at your apartment until daylight. That gets old, Chuck. I mean, it gets old pretty quick.
I've done that a few times. Like Vicky, when we were younger, having kids, she didn't want to get a babysitter and go out. I'd go out and end up getting drunk and bring half the bar home, and she'd be madder than hell.
Yep.
Because me and her had kids where a lot of people that I grew up with and knew and stuff like that, they didn't have kids yet, so they didn't understand that.
Yeah, like I've said before, I tried to escape to the north to get away from all that type of hoopla, and it didn't really work, man. Some of that stuff followed me.
Yeah, you need to find you a piece of land up in the upper and get out in the middle of it.
Yeah, I like that life.
There's a lot of big chunks
doing that.
Huh?
I mean, I said I like that life, but it's awful hard to make a buck doing that.
I guess firewood you'd do good on if you had a lot of trees you wanted to move off. But
no, I need to be somewhere where I could be sowing. That's where I will make.
Yeah, you need
my money. Be down in some arena.
Old hangar or Quonset hut where you can put an apartment part of it.
Well, if I could get to a happening area, I'll be back on track. Or something. I have been lucky never to crave alcohol. I mean, I did my share of drinking in the past. That was more like, let's drink till we can't drink no more, you know? They call it binge drinking, I guess. Get a hold of a couple bottles of whiskey and still want more at the end of the night. That kind of drinker. But I haven't done that in years. I don't like feeling the way I do the next several days.
Yeah, I've been considering drinking again. Had me a couple, but I think, last time I did, I didn't make it halfway through one and got a headache. So.
And that's a fact, Scat Pack. A drunk driver killed my father when I was 3. So I can relate. Had several friends ruin their lives too over drinking and driving. Well, that's all right, Scat Pack. No.
Shit. This is messed up all through the
Yeah,
day.
that stuff just hangs on. That stuff just clings on, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm through all right through the day, and then it gets about this time at night. I don't know if it's night air. There's no night air in here, but yeah, we got nailed by a drunk on the 10th was 12 years ago. What's 10th today or yesterday?
I'll go camping or something.
Sitting at a red light, drunk, pilled up, playing. She didn't have enough stuff to do that she decided she needed to add driving on top of it. Never seen us sitting at the red light. She drove her car up under the back of my truck, and it flipped the bumper upside down and drove the spare tire under the axle. It ripped everything off of hers from the bumper up. It ripped the top of the engine off. It shoved the hood back, folded in half. And if she'd have went a little further, and with the tires, I think it would have killed her, because you could see where my bumper hitch went through the hood and hit her windshield. It knocked me out. It bounced me around so hard I broke the headrest and stuff. Vicky said that woman got out. Both her hands and wrists and stuff were all broke up, I guess, from trying to grip the steering wheel when she did it. All she's worried about is to be able to get out of there and get home with her car, because she had company coming over.
Accident.
You cut out, Carl. You there? You there, Carl?
Saying silly.
Yeah, you're cutting.
There I go.
You're cutting in and out bad.
Shitter net, man.
Well, I guess I'll cut it short. We've been on here an hour. That way everybody can go jump over to 10s if they want. I'm going to go find something to see if I can get this rattle out of my chest. I'm going to roll out. You guys have a blessed night. Thank y'all for coming. I hope the rest of your Sunday's good to you. If it's not, it's Monday for you. Bless y'all. Love y'all. Have a great night. Thanks for showing up. We'll see y'all on the other end. Bye. Much love.